Like for real. It's a gloomy day. It's windy. I was scared. I thought we had like a tornado coming. It's one of the weird weather changing situations. And it's not in the best place. Hold up, y'all. And I gotta figure out what music to put on. This is gonna bother me. Jesus. Mm. You guys, I had a lot of thoughts. I was driving and I had a lot of thoughts in my head. A lot of thoughts. Okay, so music right now is good. We got a lot of music coming, a lot of controversy, a lot of J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, Kerfuffle, all of that. So the songs of the year. These lists, I couldn't even put 10 on the albums because, to be honest, a lot of my favorite artists did not put out an album, but some of my favorite artists did put out an album that I really enjoyed. But to be honest, I had to recycle so much music this year. I've been listening to stuff from 2010 and 12. I've been listening to The Weeknd. I've been listening to old internet sensation songs like J.I. the Prince, You and My Love Won't Change, Shaq Rue, love Shaq Rue, very underrated writer, very underrated musician. Um, I've been listening to that. You know what's crazy? And of course, I'm listening to a lot of stuff that I've been listening to. You know what? Thank y'all. You guys, you know what? Talking to y'all. Here we go. We're gonna put this on the list. So now I have a 7. I don't have an 8. I don't have an 8, but now I have that on the list. Okay? Okay. Now I have that on the list. So it was very interesting this year. This year of music was good. It wasn't a lot of albums that I loved. It wasn't a lot of albums that I dived into. It was a lot of albums distributed, but it wasn't a lot of astronomically great albums. Hello, hello. It wasn't a lot of that. So for the songs of the year, this is just an early guess. We in October. We still got so much of the year, you know, to digest. But this is part 1. So songs of the year, Not Like Us, number 1. Of course, Not Like Us is gonna be number 1. And we're gonna be like, why Not Like Us is not only did Not Like Us break so many records, but Not Like Us also was like a king chess move in a battle, and it would go down in rap history, so it has to be number 1 on the docket. Number 2, yo. This was very hard for me to make these lists because I kept thinking of projects and songs that I like in projects, but they wouldn't really be considered songs of the year. So it was really hard. The audience, the people, the popularity contest wanted me to put down Birds of the Feather by Billie Eilish, but Birds of a Feather is not my favorite song on the album, and Birds of the Feather is like It's not, for me, it's not the best song on the album. So it was hard, but I had to take account because when we talk about songs of the year and we put these, words together, like I feel like words have a meaning. So you say of the year, I gotta think of the metrics. Okay, so even though I feel like another Wildflower is the best song of the album, I really believe Wildflower is the best song on the album. Also, Skinny, I can't I can't put it on the song on the year list. So I had to put Shiro or Chero on the list as number 2 as song of the year because I could not just, y'all, I could not. I couldn't make up my mind. Open up the door. Can you open up the door? And for you can't cope with this anymore. I told you all before. Can you take my love away from me? So yes, Cheerio is definitely going to be number 2 because I love that album. Me personally, I would put Wildflower, but a lot of people don't know Wildflower, and I don't think Birds of a Feather is a great song. Like, I don't skip it. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't get skipped. Birds of a Feather doesn't get skipped, but it doesn't make the list for me. I feel like birds of the feather, you should stick together and na 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 na. Like, it's only nice if you're like in Cali with the sun out in the trees. I don't know what I'm crying for. I'm like, I can't do it all the time. So yeah, yeah. Tier number 2. Number 3 is Like That. Now, these are historical moments. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is historical moments in music. So my song of the year is mostly about his historic and also just really good songs. So Like That is definitely like that. Like that's a good. Got to come on. Like That is great. Like That is great. And of course, you come up with the end with, Kendrick responding to First Person Shooter, historic moment in history, historic moment in rap, period. So then you go to First Person Shooter, of course. First Person Shooter is iconic. We gotta put it in the top in the list of what are the songs in the year. We got to put it on the list. It started all a historic moment in hip hop. I have 3 songs in my list that represent historic moments in hip hop. Like, that's the main purpose. Okay, and then number 5. I don't care what nobody says. Number 5 is definitely something I feel like is very pivotal and important in hip hop. I don't care what no one says. I definitely did not care about the metro. It didn't have enough time to really grow at the end of the year. I feel like the song might grow next year. I feel like the song will grow with its own cult following, like Tyler the Creator stuff. Like it has its own following, it has its own thing. But Nissan Altima by Doechii. Nissan Altima by Doechii is definitely going to be number 5 of Song of the Year because it broke so many barriers and no one could talk about female hip hop and female MCs and rappers. And female MCs and rappers on that level are slept on. Like, I have so many female MCs that I could think of that are elite level rappers, lyricists, creatives, artists, everything, right? So Nissan Altima was a stamp, because we do have an issue with these record labels using black female artists and rappers as a as a product, as a way to come up, as a way to make money. So it's like all these female rappers have, a lot of them that we're getting pushed are a product. So like for a long time, because it's so easy to manipulate the masses, like good or bad is good for the label. They know people are going to hate on female that sell sex and stuff, but people are going to also consume it. Like they know it's on both sides. They know that if they present this package this way, people are going to have multiple views. Like these people know science. These people are smart when it comes to manipulating the masses. Media, entertainment, illusion. It's all a fantasy. It's all how to manipulate the masses. So they put out this product, and it's especially for black women. It's kind of stuck on them for a while, and once they go that route, no one takes them seriously. So like Ice Spice is like a character, and she doesn't even care that she was. That's another thing. She didn't even care that she was getting used by labels as a character. Once you get put in that level, and like once you get stuck in that, it's really hard to come out. Like I really feel like Megan needs to be released. I feel like Megan tried to make serious music, and people still were hating on her and talking crap. Like she put out Krober. Oh, now it's dark. So it's like, you guys told me you don't want me to talk about shaking my butt and stuff, and then when I don't talk about it and I talk about I'm going through mental health, now it's dark. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? So the navigation of yourself and marketing yourself is something. And that is very wrecking for a human being in general. Like that's why I'm not really a fan of like really marketing, like promoting. Like I'm not gonna lie, deep down it's just I don't want to be that vulnerable. I've been trying to find ways to be less and less vulnerable on the ways, because the thing is, putting yourself out there, there's so many people that have so much hate and evil in their heart that they don't mind they want you to feel like crap. They're like, yeah, you feel like how I feel, nobody cares about me. Yeah, nobody cares about anybody, so it's just like, yeah, being out there, being, you got to be very careful. Like I've been honest about who I am since the get-go, but I am being vulnerable. There's times I've deleted videos and like, because I was very vulnerable, and I'm like, no, I don't want that out there. And a lot of times now I might just say stuff and get it out my system, you know. I'll say stuff to get it out my system and retract it, delete it, or I put it private. I don't want to be vulnerable. So then we go to projects. That was a loop. That was a lot. We go to projects. Projects. I only got 7 projects so far. What is y'all favorite songs in projects of the year? Can y'all tell me? Tell me what is your favorite songs in the projects of the year. Okay? And we can go. Because my number 1 is Doechii. Her just came out last month. And it's crazy how fast time is going. Because I'm like, I really thought Doechii album came out last week. Yo, I'm like, life is passing me by, yo. That is scary. I thought it came out last week. No, it came out a month ago. So that's enough time to digest it. And I've had a lot of albums. 2023 had great albums. So I can't. I wish I could talk about 2023 too, but it would be unfair. Because to be honest, the Scarlet Deluxe album could have been in this. But it's totally like, she put out 2 or 3 really good songs on there. And that's why I'm like, maybe I can sneak it, but no. It's been like a year since Scarlet came out, so it wouldn't be fair. But yeah, Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal. Love the album. The more I'm listening to it, the more I'm in love with this album. I can play the whole album and no skips. And to be honest, her R&B, like I like that she talked to her executive producer, whatever, and they were like, put on Beverly Hills on the album, because Beverly Hills is a slap. Beverly Hills is a slap. Like, it's a vibe. I really like Beverly Hills. I like Wait. I like Skip. I'm really annoyed with this Kendrick Lamar narrative. Like, duh, she has gave Kendrick Lamar props, and Kendrick Lamar put her on his story the other day, and like giving Doechii her props. But I'm so tired of that being the catch on the YouTube of reaction, because y'all know I'm a reaction connoisseur. I love reaction channels. Reaction. I'm so tired. Everyone's like, Kendrick, female Kendrick. Like, she's Doechii. Like, I love Kendrick. Everybody knows Kendrick's my favorite rapper. But Doechii sings. Doechii is really Wonka, and I mean that in the best way. Mad Hatter. Like, Doechii is dope. So for people to keep talking about, oh, she sounds like Kendrick. Oh, the female. It's annoying. Just say she Doechii. Just put Big Doechii on her name. Just put Big Doechii. Just put just put great MC. Don't stop putting female, because to be honest, the thing about it is, and I'm glad people are starting saying female rappers are like clearing everybody right now. And I'm glad that people are like, are admitting to it. Like, female rappers, yeah, because we've been trying to get there. And Nicki Minaj, the pioneer, she started, even though she's a gatekeeper. Because to be honest, Nicki Minaj, if I would have more respect for Nicki if she would have done more songs with women on her level. Like, she could have done songs with Azalea Banks, even though Azalea Banks is crazy. She could have done a song with Doja Cat, even though there was some discrepancies, rumors, but I still wanted it. I think she could put down her pride, but like, we'll just make a fucking great song. Doja Cat and Nicki, fucking astronomical. Fuck Nicki and Ice Spice. Nicki and Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's pissing me off. Like, Nicki and Megan needs to get back in the studio, because Hot Girl Summer was a hot song. It ruled the summer when it came out. I need another one. I need Cardi and Nicki to make a song. I need Nicki to start, because everybody else is making songs together but Nicki. So that means she's the problem. I'm sorry. Like, you got freaking Glorilla doing with Cardi doing with Megan doing with Glorilla. Freaking Sexy Red, Glorilla, Sexy Red, with all these Sexy Red, Nicki, Sexy Red. Like, we got diversity. Like, there's no, it is you and me. That's interesting. That's just something that I'm just like, Nicki, just do more music with women on freaking Rhapsody. I want Nicki to do a rappy rap. Like, Nicki, I don't know. I think she's having writer's block, and she's a mom, and she doesn't go, like, once you've been living a certain lifestyle, she never really, like, when you always want to go up, you kind of forget who you are. Because who made Nicki wasn't the Nicki Barbie. Aw, it wasn't Barbie. It was Nicki Minaj, or Nicki Minaj from Southside Jamaica, Queens. And I'm such an OG fan. I fell in love with Nicki with her old tapes, with her Playtime Is Over. You see? Playtime Is Over. I think that was before Beam Me Up Sky. This is when she had the bangs with the wavy hair and the long curl nails, when she had like 2 bras. Before she had like the NIGGAS videos. Like, I'm a real old school Nicki fan. Warning, all that. I was listening to her before Itty Bitty Piggy. I put my whole school bus on Itty Bitty Piggy. So, I'm going to need her to go back. I miss her. I think after Pink Friday, Nicki really just knew she was a star. She wanted to go, because she was keep writing farewell letters to her old self. She wrote Dear Old Nicki in her first album. She put Dear Old Nicki. You should do a song with Nicki, girl. Shit. Maybe one day she'll use my soundbite. That'd be dope if she just come and see me one day on YouTube and use my soundbite. But yeah, Anyway, Tim's number two. Tim's Born in the Wild. Oh, also I rated the projects. ABNH by Doechii is a 10 out of 10. Great album, great rap, great homage to hip hop, great homage to R&B, soul, great homage to black women are creative and smart and brilliant. Great performer, sold out tour in a fucking day. And even though smaller venue, like maybe a few thousand or 1,000 people, that's still in a day, like 10, 15 dates or so, sold out Doechii. And I was like, yo, I didn't get to see Tim's. I didn't get to see Doechii. I didn't get to see Doja and Doechii at the beginning of the year. I didn't get to see anybody. I didn't get to see anybody. I didn't get to see none of these artists that are on my list. None of them. I didn't get to see Willow. I didn't get to see definitely Doechii. I got to see her on YouTube, which is great. But there's nothing about going to a show. I haven't been to a show in so long. It's nothing about going to a concert. Actually, it was like a three-ish years ago when I went to Lady Gaga concert. That's the last concert I went to. It was amazing. It was amazing. But definitely Tim's. But yeah, Doechii 10 out of 10 project. Please go listen to that. It's a great listen. The beginning, I love how it's organized. The beginning is rap, is boom bap kind of style, homage to like the old b-boy, like it's really cool stuff. And then the middle is like chill again. It goes into her weird eclectic sound, which I love, alternative. And then like the ending is kind of like tying everything together. It's like it's going back to rap with these beautiful beats and melodies in the background, and then at the end it's super relaxing and it's a vibe. You have so many great songs. That is a great album. I listen to it every day. Tens Born in the Wild, that came out a few months ago. Fucking love that album. Still listen to it every day. At least one song from the album. Like it was a point I listened to the album every day for like 2 months straight. But sometimes you gotta, give it a break and come back. So Born in the Wild by Tim's, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I gave it a 9 out of 10 because I did not like the organization. Really. Because I have to. What I like about Doechii album, I can if I don't want to listen to like 3 specific songs or 4 specific songs on the album, I can listen to the whole album. I like how it's organized. That's why it's 10 out of 10. And also the content within the album. But the Tim's album was pissing me off because you have all these great songs and I don't like how they're placed. I don't like how it's placed at all. I don't like how it's placed. I don't like how. And also, y'all, please, if I'm talking about something, if y'all comment, please comment about the topic at hand because I want to keep my mind on what I want to talk about, the topic of discussion. You started the album great. You got Burning, which is one of my favorite songs on the album. It was my favorite song on the album when it first came out. What I feel like Wicked is my favorite song. So you got Burning, and then you have, I think Wicked is, and then you go to another. I don't know if it's Gangsters next. Like it has a good start. It has a really good start. I don't really like the intro song, but besides that, it has a really good song start. And then you go into Sexy Sensual, which I don't really like feeling spiritual, and then you put me sexy. No, I would have liked her spiritual gangster energy because for me, having like those strong, deep, like, ooh, like energy, I feel like it's a very spiritual thing. I feel like being very confident and knowing who you are and empowering yourself and lifting yourself up and the strength. I feel like that's a good flow. Go from like spiritual, talk about your life, talk about, the struggle, and then go to like, I'm like that person, like look at me, like come on, of course. I've done all these things, I've accomplished, I went through, and I'm still here. Like, oh, thank you. Hey, Andrew. I feel like Yeah, I like so I didn't like that it went to spiritual central, then we went to gangster again, and then we went to to soul, and then we went to gangster again. That pissed me off. I was just like, why are we? Why was it organized like that? If she would have just went spiritual to gangster and kept a gangster, which I would have loved, and gave us the sensual ballads with a little self care ballad at the end too, perfect, tied up, bam, it would have been 10 out of 10. Only songs are great. There's no skips on this album besides the intro, but I don't count that. Great album, so that's why it's 9 out of 10. But the organization is ghetto. I'm sorry, and I love 10 so much. Oh, you guys are so nice. Shout out to all of you guys. Um, yes. So we're gonna go to Billie Eilish. I don't know the name. Billie Eilish has, for me, some of the most unmemorable album names because I didn't go look at the albums. I just wrote what I know in my head. I don't remember the album. I just remember the songs, and it's still number three. And I don't blame that. I don't blame. Oh, and I put Born Tim's 9.5. I gave her a point 0.5 deduction for the order because I still love her. Because I still love her. So she just got a point 0.5 because the music is so good. It's really good. Like any mood I'm in, I can listen to it. So I really enjoyed it. So, but I don't know the title. If y'all know the new Billie Eilish album title, please put it in the comments. I don't know it. I know that it's a great album. I can tell you a lot of the songs that I like. I feel like the organization is top tier. I really, because I can listen to the whole album start to finish, not skip unless I want to listen to any, like a specific song, you know? You guys have a good day. Um, okay, so Birds of the Feather, fucking annoying. I'm sorry. It's just that it's a great song. I don't skip it when I play the album. It's a great song. They just play it too much on the radio. That's what's annoying. They play it too much on the radio. And that's why it's just not on my list. But it's not a bad song. Skinny is a beautiful song. It makes me sad and cry almost every time. I might play that when I get off. I love Skinny. I love Wildflower. Everybody knows I love Wildflower. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Love Wildflower. I do love Hero. It was on my song of the because it got enough hype on the radio and the metrics to be on the song of the year. But for me, the song of the year on that album would have to be Wildflower. And I love Skinny. And I love Bittersweet. And I love L'amour de vie. I love um those are my favorites. Yep, those are my favorites, absolute favorites on the album. Oh, the greatest is okay, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna go to LV15. I think I'm saying it right. Like I said, I didn't go, but I want this to be authentic. I didn't want to have to I try not to go do too much research and try to get um coerce myself to think of what the masses wants to think. I just want it to be natural and what I feel because I believe in my own metrics of music. So LV15 by BK the Ruler, most underrated album of the year, most underrated female artist of the year, underrated, 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 most underrated definitely album. I still play that album. I've been playing it since it came out earlier this year. Like I've been playing this album almost every day for 6 months or something like that. Like ever since it came out, it is definitely for it. I'll give it, to be honest. Oh, the Billie Eilish I gave 9 out of 10. I only gave it 9 out of 10 because Billie Eilish, I can't listen to it every day anymore. That's why I didn't give it over a 9. 8.5. I give it a 9. That's only deduction. But when I go to Cali or go places, I'm definitely going to play it again because it's a vibe. Like when you're driving and you're in somewhere beautiful, it's a beautiful album. It's a theme album for me. So that's why it's not a high like. But LV15 is not as high because it's short. Like the BK Ruler album, that's the only reason why I put it on a low, like it's too short for me. The songs are short. And the album is great. It's a lot of songs, it's a good amount of songs, but they're short. And I would give this one a 9. I would tie it with the Billie Eilish because it's a melody album. She's not really a rapper. She's like a melodic alternative rock. You know, I don't even know what to call her. I don't want to even put her in a box. I think she just makes good music. Her style will give you a little emo, a little rock, all for sure. But like, her music is beautiful. Like Racks Up is a beautiful ballad. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Whoever that idea was a beautiful idea to put a song like that, and at the end was such a great way to wrap up an album. I'm just mad that I didn't get more of that music from her because I want to hear that. Like, and it was only a minute and something. I was fucking mad. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. But like that album has so many hits. If I don't say the album right, I'm sorry, BK. Love you, girl. But that album from start to finish. Shaking It with Cobain. Woman with Jid. Crayon. Wish It Was the Crew. Just Make Sure. Yo, Insane is such a slap. Bap, 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 I'm going insane. Bap, bap, bap. Like, she doesn't even have to do too much. It's just her ability to make good songs is top tier. Bap, bap, it's like catchy, good songs and songs with substance. Like, Wish the Crew has substance. Just Make Woman and Shaking It. Just Make Sure. Racks Up. Album is great. Definitely. It's definitely a 9 out of 10. I had to cross out some and rearrange. I only got 7 this year. I didn't get 10. It wasn't 10 worthy great albums to me. And I wasn't going to force myself. So I got 7. Rhapsody, number 5. The only reason Rhapsody is number 5 is that there are some songs on the album that were, don't get me wrong, I played the whole album multiple times, no skips. So this album is definitely going to get, and let me write this down. I gave this a 9. And the Rhapsody album, I'm giving it 8.5. And I love this album. So no dig. I love this album. I played it so many times. But there's songs that I'm like, in certain moods, I don't want to hear again. Like, where the other albums that I don't skip them. I don't skip them if I'm trying to hear the whole album. What I do if I don't want to hear a whole album, I'll make my own little mini cue list. But, like, because it's just, so you know what I mean? Like, if I'm playing an album, I don't like it. Now if I gotta make a cue list every time, it can't be high. That's a problem for me. I feel like I have to make a cue list every time I listen to the album. Please Don't Cry by Rhapsody. Every time I gotta listen to it, now I have to make like a 5, 4, 3 song cue list. Asteroids, Marlena, Back in My Bag, God's Light, amazing songs. Those are my favorite songs on the album. And if you heard me with other albums, it's multiple more songs. Like ABNH, we have the first number 1 on my list. We have Boom Bap. We have, and this is not in the order of how I like them, but Boom Bap. We have we have Skip. We have Catfish. We have Bullfrog. We have Nissan Altima. We have Beverly Hills. We have Wait. We have all these fucking great. We have Fireflies. Like, you guys see, I can name multiple songs that I really, Boy Peanuts, that I really do enjoy on this album. You see? That's the difference between that and the Rhapsody album where it's like 3, 4. I listened to the whole thing multiple times, and there's some good songs on there that I can't think of the name, but I can hear it. So it's an 8.5. Still a great album. Still love Rhapsody. Huge fan. Huge cheerleader. Actually, I'm adding number 8 only because I want to talk about the album. Cowboy Carter number 6. Now, to people who love mainstream and who only thinks the albums has to hide because of mainstream, my list, you might not like it, and that's so fine because I'm not a huge mainstream connoisseur. I am a art connoisseur. I like art. Like, I have BK Rula. A lot of people don't know who that is. On top of Beyonce, it's because it's not about, and I love Beyonce. I got Doechii on top of Beyonce. I got Doechii on top of Tim's and Billie Eilish. And it's because it's not about celebrity. So Cowboy Carter is number 8. Yeah. Okay. So Cowboy Carter, it gets an 8.5 as well. Cowboy Carter, actually, it's an 8. It's an 8. It's just an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. Cowboy Carter is an 8 out of 10 because, first off, let's start with a positive. It can be fully played for me as an album. It's a theme album for me. So, not every theme album is going to be high. Billie Eilish theme album is high because it had some songs that are just beautiful, 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 beautiful songs. I just rather listen to them when I'm in like a better like environment. But the Cowboy Carter, like I feel like when I was driving around Arizona, it was my theme because I feel like I was, I'm in Arizona. I'm in the cowboy. I'm hoo hoo, like of course. So it's a vibe. Um, Cowboy Carter is a great album. I feel like when I'm in that space, in that area, I play the whole album. Album has some great songs. Some songs that I like that I replayed a lot was of course 16 Carriages. I replayed that song today. That kind of encouraged me to make this list was 16 Carriages. So 16 Carriages is a great album. I mean a great song. It's a lot of love, it's a lot of sacrifice, it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain, but you can hear the triumph in her voice and in the song. So definitely great song. Two Most Wanted should definitely be added to the song of the year. But then that means I have to go and do more. So we're going to add to the song of the year later. Hey. Definitely Two Most Wanted was the most underrated song of the year. That should have got number 1, not the damn Whiskey song. That's how you know TikTok and shit wants to own music. How the fuck Whiskey? I don't even know the song. I don't even know this music song. But because it's a TikTok song, it went number 1. When I feel like Two Most Wanted should have went number 1. With Miley Cyrus and Beyonce, fucking iconic. A great song, a great ballad, great content. Makes me cry almost every time I listen to it. Fucking great song. And I'm kind of mad that it wasn't on the charts. But Cowboy, and also I love Levi Jeans. It's a cute song. And you pretty little thing. And I know I tell you, oh. I can be like my Levi Jeans. You can hug that ass all night long. That's a cute song. Levi Jeans and Zabab. It's called Eagle, something Eagle. I always think it's Spread Eagle, but I don't know if it's named Spread Eagle. I just automatically think of Spread Eagle. It might be Spread Eagle. And if you're just talking about it, and if you ain't gonna say that song is so Beyonce. That song is B-Day down. And I love B-Day. Like, B-Day made me a Beyonce fan. Like, let's straight up. B-Day is a great album. B-Day, I started to listen. No pun intended. Listen. I started to listen to Beyonce real tough when she dropped B-Day. So Spread Eagle gave me, and Riverdance is a bop. Pounce on that shit, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance. Pounce on the shit, no hands. But just the bop metrics. If we talk about bops, Cowboy Carter easily number 3. She was robbed. She was robbed of the awards because when it comes to the bop metrics and the awards and the popularity metrics in the dance, Beyonce had running through the river, running through the river in your dance. Like the shit was bopping. Bounce on that shit, dance. Bounce on that shit, dance. Bounce on that shit, no hands. Running through the river, like that. Running through the river. Running through the river, dance. That vocal arrangement is fucking hot. That should have been number 3 on the billboards. But again, it's not about art, people. It's not about good music. It's not anymore. Yeah, I really liked Cowboy Carter. I just feel like I can't listen to it every day. Because it had Yaya, and I love Yaya. I think Yaya is iconic, legendary, homage to soul. Tina Turner, all the great acts before her. Great, 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 great album. Great album. Now thinking about it, I'm gonna have to put it as an 8.5. I docked it down, and that's my fault. Look at me, stupid, because it made me happy. I got so happy. I think it's just it was a lot of filler songs. Like I didn't really need Spaghetti. Like Tyron is cool. Daughter, I didn't really need Daughter in there. I didn't really need Jolene in there. I don't listen to those songs, so maybe that's why I just like it's 8.5 because there's some bops. There's a lot of bops on Cowboy Carter. It doesn't get its justice. So we got number 7, Willow's album. Again, didn't remember the title, but I remember how it made me feel, and I remember the lyrics, and I remember the song, and I remember Willow. I love Willow. Willow is one of my favorite artists of all time. Period. People who know me know that. People who really know me in real life know I've been obsessed with Willow since like 2015. Obsessed. She rebranded herself around that time. She started to rebrand herself around 2013, 14ish, and she came out and just making like had an interview recently, and she says something that made sense. Like she wanted people to see her. She wanted people to see how dope of musician and artist she was, and she wants to be seen. She wants to be seen, and that makes sense because Willow was coming out with these really cool eclectic videos and ideas. Like she had a song that was just about keys, and she had this song that was like really cool. It was like a xylophone, and she was just having these soul speak easy vocals. When you feeling, how you feeling, how you feeling? Like she had all these great vocals. How you feeling? Had these really good. She was telling a story. It was a great song. Around that time, I was obsessed with that. I was like, and because at that time, to be honest, I feel like the 2010s were really good years of music because I started to discover so many artists at that time. I discovered FKA Twigs, Azalea Banks, Abra, and I was like 2 years behind a lot of this music, 2 to 3 years behind, and it was still relevant enough for me to catch on or someone to tell me, and it was still fresh. Those were the times, man. We had FKA Twigs, Azalea Banks, Melanie Martinez. Melanie Martinez is still a big deal. Really proud of her. She is keeping her fans. We had Willow coming out, and Jaden. Willow, her and Jaden was a thing. They were making a lot of music. They were the Indigos. They had really good songs back then. At that time, I remember Jaden put out like a app of his music, and Jaden's app, it was like really cool, and it has some good songs. I really did like Jaden older music. I love them together, like PCH. So everyone who knows me knows I have a deep, deep connection and like a sentimental attachment to my love for Willow because of the. I feel like Willow and I've been growing up together, and she's a few years younger than me. But I feel like we grew up together because I was still a young adult. Like, yeah, I was getting grown and I was like graduating high school and stuff like that. But I was still like young, and she was young, and she was talking about things that at the time I was learning about. So her album Artificus is a beautiful album. That was her first big debut album, and it's not like big. And when I say, and actually was big because Wait a Minute has been playing on the radio. People don't know this. Wait a Minute has been out for more than 10 years. Wait a Minute didn't get his break until she dropped more music and someone put out her older music and made it popular. Wait a Minute has been out. I was listening to Wait a Minute in like 2016, 2015. That's when Artificus came out. Artificus, I was already listening to Wait a Minute, and then it became popular in like 2020, 2021, 2020, in that era. But Wait a Minute was big way before that. And that's how, like, I love to see my favorite artists just thrive, just dash, just go places. And that's why I am, even though I can't stand social media and the internet a lot, I'm grateful for the internet because I have so many great artists that I love, and I have a deep sentiment. Like, even Kali Uchis, I'm going off because I want to say this, but even Kali Uchis, I love Kali Uchis. I will forever like Kali Uchis, even if I don't like her new music. Oh, I found a new album to put on the, because it reminded me of her husband, baby daddy. He's on the list now because his album, yeah. But like Kali Uchis doesn't put out the albums. She's in a better space. Not a lot of good music I like. People are in a better space, and she put out an album. These albums that are like love and happiness, and I'm proud of her. This is how you know you're a real fan and not a hater, or you're not a fucking psychotic fan. You're just happy for your artist. I really don't care for the new albums, but does that take away from Isolation? Does that take away from her early EP days with the telephone in her ear and the speed? Does that take away from I'm riding around in my hollows? What are you waiting for? I feel like I can nod. Like, does that take away from that? Hell no. Does it take away from See Me? No. No. Her new albums, she has new fans, fans that have like it. And her new fans, they're going that era. But I'm glad that I have Isolation. Like, when you just grateful for good music, I'm glad that I have Isolation. Like, I'm glad I can listen to it. I'm glad I can listen to her old EPs. I'm glad I can listen to Sin Miedo. I still listen to these things now. So Willow has so many good projects that Willow is definitely one of my favorite artists of all time. Same thing of Kali Uchis is one of my favorite artists of all time because Kali Uchis had hits from 10 years ago that people don't know about. Kali Uchis has projects that are before her time. If she would have put Isolation out now, she would have fucking. Yo, Isolation is ahead of its time. Even though it's jazz, it's soul, it's all these good like monumental sounds. People have more access to reaction and getting. It would have done so many great things, you know. I love Isolation. That's a 10 out of 10 album. So yeah, Willow definitely album. It has a false sense of self. It has that's my favorite song. That's why the first thing. Nature Girl is a beautiful, relaxing song. It has Symptoms of Life. It has some good songs, so it definitely gets I give it an 8 too. Because I could play it again and again. I feel like it's a great album to play it as a whole. I wouldn't give it a 7.5 lower than an 8 because it has some really good content on there. Tierra Whack's Worldwide Whack, it gets a 7. It gets a 7. It gets a actually we're gonna have to change number. We're gonna have to change it because it gets a 7. I'm gonna tell you why it gets a 7. Only because I can't listen to it on SoundCloud, and it's a thesis album. It's a arty sparsy fartsy album. Hello, hello. It's not a replay every day. Like, it's a vibe. Like, if I'm in San Francisco, I'm in a sunny day downtown, or like if I'm just walking around and like I bop to it type album. So I think number 8, instead of Tierra Whack, Worldwide Whack, number 8 is definitely Brother Stone. The reason why Brother Stone is, and Brother Stone gets an 8 as well. Brother Stone gets an 8 as well. The reason why it's not higher is because the content of Brother Stone. And I don't even know if that's the name. I think it's called something else, but that's what I'm going to call it. That's the song I think of because, yeah, but it's a great album. Brother Stone. It's about a lot of the topics. This is Don Toliver. He doesn't talk about different things. It's women, it's partying, it's drugs. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I still love it because he always finds a new way to display the same shit. Like, I am never going to be a hater. These old heads or these dumb sis that do reaction or talk about music that really have a very narrow mind about music don't understand, like, everyone has a different gift and a different skill. What's up? Everyone has a different gift and a different skill. Don Toliver's skill is not limited. It's just that he likes to talk about the same things. He likes to talk about women and drugs. And I actually like how he talks about women a lot of time. It's not like he trashes women or anything. But he talks about these things the same. But he just delivers it and markets it different. This new Brother Stone era, I love. First of all, people who know me know that I love rock music. Like, that's a nostalgia piece for me. Rock, grunge, classic, heavy metal, goth, all of that. All of those things. These are nostalgia pieces. Punk, I would listen to Panic at the Disco. And what is it? It's like Sins Without Tragedies. I think that's the name. Fucking love that song. People who know me know I love rock. So him to have this whole rock rap has some great bangers. First of all, Kryptonite is a fucking banger. If I wasn't on YouTube right now, I would play it. Kryptonite is a banger. Kryptonite is what it should be on one of the best song lists. So now, yes, we're going to have an extension of a best song list because Kryptonite is on there. We're going to have some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. Kryptonite. I have some more on there. But Kryptonite is definitely the first thing. Kryptonite, you have Brother Stone, which is probably the biggest hit with Kodak Black. 10 out of 10 song. Fucking Kryptonite, 10 out of 10. Ice with Travis Scott. There's some really good songs. It's a good song. I might not know that because I don't listen to this album all the time, but it's some really good songs. Number 9, Tierra Whack, Worldwide Whack. I told y'all why. She was in her art bag, and she does well in her art bag. But we know Tierra Whack as a great MC. I'm sorry. Tierra, I want you to rap. I'm sorry, because now you got more competition now. Like, when Tierra Whack, she was the only black artsy rapper, like female rapper. She was the only one at that era. Like, it was Tierra Whack, the freestylist, the fashion icon, the, prolific battle rapper, the creative, legend, beacon. The beacon of creativity of rap when she came out. She put out the Whack World music video album, 1-minute song piece, iconic, legendary. We know you can do this. So of course she's going to give you visuals. She's going to get you fashion. She's going to give you great melody. She's going to give it to you for sure. But I wanted to hear, and that's what Ebro said. And I just, I was like, I want her to be an artist, but to be honest, I want Tierra to eat these bitches up. Like, I want her and Doechii to do a song together and eat bitches up. And because she can do it, I think Tierra Whack is going through a lot of things that I go through, we go through. It's like life, depression. She talks about it in her album, and I wanted her to eat them up. Like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are using music as therapy, but I want you to eat them up too. That's what I loved about the freaking Doja Cat album. Like, you could tell it was therapeutic, but she was eating the girls up in the album. She was eating the girls up. It was the best female rap album that came out that year, if not the best rap album for me that year. To be honest, now yeah, because I don't really female rappers has been most of the I've been listening to. So the Doja Cat Scarlet album for me, I feel like is still the best rap album of 2023. It's still the best rap album. And I feel like the girls, she was being therapeutic, but she was eating the girls up. And I want Tierra Whack to eat us up so bad because she can. But personality, she's a heel, chill art, like she's just being herself. And I want artists to be herself, but I can't lie and say I don't want carnage. Like, I want. That's what I love about Doechii. I feel like she was really eating the girls up and eating the dudes up. Eat them up, girl. Like, unfortunately, I feel like female rap is to a point where you gotta eat them up or no one take you serious. You gotta eat them up. Like, right, the only reason why people are talking about Doechii because she's eating them up. Yum, 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 num, num, num. Like, you can't tell her or nobody that she's not eating them up. If you are, you're a hater. And it was so cool to see old heads hype her up, and it was one old head being a hater, and his homies was like, you're being a hater. That's the type of conversations we need to have. If you know people are hating on good music, you don't just be like, oh, yeah, it's your preference. No, you're being weird. You're a hater. So that's my list. Number 10. We got to find out number 10. It wasn't a lot of good albums. It was a lot of good moments of hip hop. Like, you could put, you know what? I'm going to do it. I don't even know the name of Megan Thee Stallion's album, but the Megan Thee Stallion album is number 10. And I'm gonna tell you why. It was a good album. I gave Tierra a 7. I give it a 7 too. Only because I haven't played that album since it came out. I don't think it's a great body of work when it comes together. It's a lot. It's like a playlist of singles. You have Otaku Hot Girl, which is one of my favorite songs on the album. I like Otaku. I think it's my favorite song on the album. I like it more than Mamushi. I like it more than Watashi Wasta. I like it better than that. So Otaku Hot Girl is that one. Rado is cute. Figueroa is a hit or miss. Whoa. I don't like it. BAS it gets stuck in my head. I ain't gonna lie. He lying to me and I'm lying to him. Yeah, we both ain't. I really do I like it. So that's why I give it a 7. So I guess it's my 10. That's my 10, y'all. That's all I got.